Okay, here's kind of our last thing we do with systems of equations. Now, I've never been great last couple things, okay? There's only two problems to do. I've never been really good at explaining this first thing. Now, in your notes, what you want to do on this is go to the very back page that sets up the percent mixture table, because that's what you're going to be doing with this. First page, a lot of nonsense. And you got to be very careful with your calculations on this. I've never been really great at explaining this, so I'm trying a new way, hoping it kind of sticks. It says two appliances. By the way, this table is written incorrectly. What you need to do is write money change instead of money total. That's your first difference, and then your other differences together. Now, other differences we have is it says original price. The table's just got completely different things on it, okay? But I do know that according to this, change in value, that means it's the price change. And then together. Okay, two appliances have been purchased for a total of $3,500, and we're trying to find out what they cost separately. If a 10% discount was applied to the first item and an 8% discount was applied to the second item, the total price for both purchases would have been $3,170. What's the price of each item? And that means purchased separately. So let's talk about these first four things. Now, the percents we know, okay? Item 1 is applied 10%, but you need to write it as 0.10 because when you write it as part of an actual equation, it needs to be written in decimal form. And by the way, write it as 0.10, not 0.1, so you can actually see it. Technically, it's correct to write 0.1, but I think it just messes people up. There's nothing wrong with writing as 0.10. Then item 2 has an 8%, but you do need to be careful here. You don't just write 0.8. If it's a single digit, it's 0.8. Anything below 10%, you need to write with a 0. You're going to need that 0. Okay, so the percents are now taken care of. Okay, now what's the original price of item 1 purchased separately? I have no idea. Nor do I know what item 2 was, and I'm never going to know those. Those are my unknowns I'm trying to figure out. Okay, now we go down here like we do in the other problems, but it's not money total. You are not going to put this or this. You need to find your price change with the discounts. Well, it ain't hard. You just take $3,500 and minus $3,170. Okay, when something changes, to find the actual change, you just subtract. It's not rocket science, and that's 330. Okay? You don't know that mentally, I would strongly suggest you use your calculator. Okay, now back up here. I might not know the prices individually, but I know what they cost together. But what you're thinking is it that or that? Well, it says original for a reason. It's the original price. The original prices together is $3,500. That means the prices before they marked them on discount. So $3,500. And then I know that's X and that's Y. So I take X times 0.10 and that's 0.10X. Y times 0.08 is 0.08Y. Now what this means is that 10% of item X price and 8% of items Y's price is going to equal our change, what the money changed by, $330. It accounts for the change. Okay, so then we can write our system out. We have X plus Y equals 3,500. And then we have 0.10X plus 0.08Y equals 330. Okay, we're going to need to use elimination. I don't have a common absolute value, so we have 0.10, 0.10, 0.10. Just take the multiplier from down there, and now take the multiplier on the X from up here. We're going to times those all by 1. So it's 0.10X plus 0.10Y, because you're just multiplying it by 1. But here, I don't need people trying to do it in their head, especially with these decimals in here. That's 350. Okay, the bottom remains unchanged when I just multiply by 1. Okay, here's my common absolute value, but one's got to be positive, one's got to be negative. If it's not, we need to do a sign change in the bottom equation. Negative, 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 and those cancel. Now, some of you looking at this and saying it's 0.2, no, okay? You take 0.10 and add negative 0.08, just like that. And you will see it is not 0.2, it is 0.02. Writing it as 0.2 screws up the whole problem. 350 plus negative 330 is 20. Okay, so now I divide by the entire decimal. You need to copy that down and write it underneath. So y. So I take 20 divided by 0.02. Every calculation you make should be on your calculator. Okay, so $1,000. That's what item number 2 costs separately. So that's item number 2. Now, how are you going to get item 1? Well, we know y is 1,000. So y is going to be out of the equation. So it's equal to 3,500. And yes, I'll be taking 1 times 1,000. So 1x plus 1. Y is no longer needed. Put 1,000. You should not still be writing y's down. So that's 1,000. Plus the 1x. That's 2,500. I don't need to divide because it's just 1. Okay. There is a way to check the answers. Item 1, if you find 10% of item 1, so times 0.10, you don't have to do this. If you take item 2 and find 8% of that by timesing it by 0.8, those should add up to 330. They do. Okay, next. John purchased a computer and a TV for $2,000. He later sold both items for $2,260. Okay, in chronological order, that is your original. He starts with that, he ends up at that. How much did each item cost, knowing that he sold the computer for 10% more than the purchase price and TV for 15% more? Now, even though the prices are going up in percent, the process does not change in the least. Okay, by the way, it's money. This is stupid, okay? It's money, the change in the money, and together. Okay? All right, so percent on the TV, okay? The percent on the TV is 15. You got to read the problem, 0.15. The percent on the computer is 0.10. We don't know what they cost individually. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Now, it's the money change, so when it's changed, you need to find the difference in these two amounts. You just take 2,260 minus 2,000. Now, some of you might be like, why isn't it 2,000 minus 2,260? Because we're doing street math here. You subtract the bigger minus the smaller. You subtract the smaller amount from the bigger amount. It should wind up always as a positive. You shouldn't be putting negatives on your table. So 260s are difference. Okay, now we come up here. We already said that's the original. So that's 2,000. 2,260 is not used for anything on the table other than the subtraction. Okay, so you're going to get 0.15x, 0.10y. See, those of you that actually did the tables when we did them earlier know how to set these up. Some of you didn't, and I was fine with it. Now you need to learn how to do it. So x plus y equals 2,000. And then my other equation is 0.15x plus 0.10y equals 260. Okay, we have no common absolute value. We never will. So 0.15, 0.15, 0.15. So I get 0.15x plus 0.15y. That's pretty common sense. Timesing it by 1 just makes it 0.15. 2,000 times 0.15 is 300. Then we will just be writing the bottom equation the same. Okay, that's not going to work with them both positive. You got to make them all negative. Again, that does not equal 0.5. Tired of people who do that, and then they come up to me, "Whoa, man, it's wrong." Okay, 0.05. Why? This will look good on YouTube, won't it? With that little comment, 300 plus negative 260 is 40. Public will like that. Good thing nobody actually watches them. Okay, now remember, you got to write that whole down decimals. Nobody except the students. 40 divided by 0.05 is 800. That's a good thing. Now, that's your computer's cost is $800. Okay, now you need to replace the y with the 800. Y needs to be taken out of the first equation. So I have 1x plus 1, and I will be timesing that by 800 now. Well, I'm pretty sure that's 800 plus 1x. If you write 1x plus 800, same way. Okay. Minus 800 minus 800. 2,000 minus 800 is 1,200. Okay, next problem. Okay, you purchase a lawnmower and a weed eater for $550. You're going to turn around and mark the price of the lawnmower up 20%, and the price of the weed eater is going to go up 10%. And then the items we sell for $634.50. How much did each item cost when you bought it? Should say you. So again, this needs to be switched to money change and then together. Okay, weed eater. That's 10% that's being applied. 0.10. 20% is being applied to the mower. Okay. Okay, I don't know the original cost of either item. To find the change in value, we just subtract $634.50 minus $550. $84.5. Okay, now, only one of these is the original price together. This is it. That's where the price starts at. That's $550. Without those percents, it's $550. We don't know that. We don't know that. So it's going to be 0.10x, 0.20y. Then x plus y equals 550. 0.10x plus 0.20y equals $84.50. Okay, so we would be using the process of elimination. So 0.10, 0.10, 0.10, and then 1, 1, 1. So it gives me 0.10x plus 0.10y. And then I take 550 times 0.10 is 55. Then the bottom will remain unchanged because I'm just multiplying it by 1. Having these both positive is not going to be, it's not a recipe for success. We want to make all these negative. I'm actually multiplying by -1, but 0.10 plus negative 0.20. See how smooth I am with the calculator? Look at that, stone cold, baby. So negative 0.1y. And then 55 plus negative 84.5 is negative 29.5. You are going to divide by the entire decimal. You need to copy that exact decimal with the exact sign down when you divide. So negative 29.5 divided by negative 0.1 is $295. So what the mower was $295 when purchased by itself originally. And for our weed eater, we will be replacing this Y with 295. You can just take 1 times 295 is 295, but some people weren't getting it when I was scribbling it out. So yeah, if you want to keep scribbling, we were doing it fine, that's fine. So 1x plus 1, and then 295. So 295 plus 1x. Minus 295 minus 295. 550 minus 295 is going to equal $255 of the weed eater. Pause the video, please, and go do this problem number 1. Remember, that needs to be changed. And together. Okay. Okay. Pause that, do that problem, then we'll come back. Okay, did you do it? Hopefully you got it right. A website allows users to download individual songs or entire albums. One person downloads 5 songs in one album and pays $14.94. Another person downloads 3 songs and 2 albums and pays $22.95. How much does it cost to download a song, and then how much does it cost for an album? Well, now we're back. We're not doing percents. We're back to doing the units, okay? I have albums, songs, and money, and that is exactly what we're going to do. So total. Now we're back to the original table. How many? Single. Okay, so what are your 2 kind of primary units that go together? It'd be songs and albums. And then the outside unit's money. What's the price of a single song? Yeah, I don't know it. And I don't know that either. How many songs? Well, I see 5 songs and I see 3 songs. But you're not going to put 8 because they're 2 separate people. You need to keep them separate. So 5 and 3. How about the albums? I see 1 album here, 2 albums here. Put them in separate, 1 and 2. Nobody bought 3 albums, okay? Okay, so I don't know these, so we're good. Now total. Oh, there's 2 of those as well. The total price is $14.94. That's our first total, and our second one is $22.95. Okay, so now let's cross out everything. I've got 5 and 3, 1 and 2. $14.94 and $22.95. Well, it looks like I'm out of values. So we got to go X and Y. Now I'm going to be taking 5 times X and putting a 5X here, and 3 times X putting a 3X here. So 1Y and 2Y. And now we can totally see our system. So 5X plus 1Y equals $14.94. 3x plus 2y equals $22.95. Okay, what this means is 5 times the cost of a song, because there were 5 of them, plus 1 times the cost of an album equals $14.94. 3 times for this person, 3 times the cost of a song, plus 2 times the cost of an album, don't know it, it's y, equals $22.95. Okay, now I don't have a common absolute value, so I need to do the boom, 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 boom across here. So we got 3, 3, 3, 3, and 5, 5, 5. Okay, so you're going to have 15x plus 3y, and then $14.94 times 3 is $44.82. Okay, 15x plus 10y, and then $22.95. A lot of people on story problems just leave $22.95 hanging. You cannot do that. You need to times it. That's 114.75. Okay, we will be changing the signs because here's my common absolute value. I need them to be opposite. That's out. 3 and negative 10's negative 7y. 44.82 plus negative 114.75 is negative 69.93. You can't leave decimals out. You got to put them. And we will be dividing by negative 7. So negative 69.93, divide that by negative 7. Well, that didn't make any sense. Okay. Negative 69. Can't get my calculator to work. Gosh darn it. Okay, 9.99 finally. $9.99. You got to put the decimal, otherwise you sound like a complete idiot saying that an album costs $99. So an album is $9.99. I mean, you get online stuff. Take your $9.99 and we'll be putting that right there, 9.99. So I have 5x plus 1 times $9.99 equals $14.94. Okay. Well, that ends up being 5x plus $9.99. Okay, 5x equals $4.95 and divide by 5. 99 cents for a song. That makes sense. 99 cents for a song, $9.99 for the entire album. Okay, next one. One person goes to the grocery store and he buys 3 jars of peanut butter, 4 jars of jelly, and then his receipt totals $15.93. The second person buys 3 jars of peanut butter and 6 jars of jelly for $20.31. Calculate the cost of a jar of peanut butter and a jar of jelly. Here they are. Well, that's 3 units again. So I'm back to my original units box, and not the percent mixtures. Okay. All right, money single, money total. So we have jars of peanut butter, jars of jelly. Okay, I don't know the cost. If I buy a jar of peanut butter, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Same with the jelly jars. How many jars of peanut butter? Well, this person buys 3, and this person buys 3. But they don't buy them 6. Nobody buys 6. Okay, they buy them separately. Jelly, we have 4 and 6. Okay, what's your money total? Well, it seems I have 2, $15.93 and $20.31, X and Y. So that pretty much wipes out all the values. Okay, and if there's no value to help me with this row, I got to put X and Y. So 3X and 3X and 4Y and 6Y. Okay, now I may write my system. 3X plus 4Y equals 15.93. 3X plus 6Y equals 20.31. Okay. Here's my common absolute value. We multiply by negative 1. 4 plus negative 6 is negative 2y. And I don't need to do anything over here. I already had an absolute value. And then I take 15.93 plus negative 20.31, negative 4.38. And it is time to divide. So negative 4.38 by negative 2, $2.19, and that's my jelly. A jar of jelly is $2.19. Okay, now that we know that, get your Y out of there, okay? And we are going to replace it with $2.19, okay? So we have 3x. 3x is back in, plus 4. Times 219 equals 1593. Got to find that product there. Okay, so 4 times 2.19 is 876. plus 3x equals 1593, and minus 876 minus 8.76, 3x. So 15.93 plus negative 8.76 is 717. $239. Alright guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and that pretty much is all we do with the systems of equations.